There's a kind of silence that settles in after 60. It's not always loud. It doesn't always come with tears or sadness or anything dramatic. Sometimes it slips in quietly, like the hush of an early morning before the world wakes up, like the stillness of a room that once held voices and laughter but now just holds air, like a phone that used to ring too much and now rarely does at all. It's a strange feeling to realize you can go an entire day without a meaningful conversation. Not because you don't want to talk, but because there's simply no one reaching out and no one to reach toward. You sit at the kitchen table with your cup of tea or coffee, watching the steam rise and wonder how you ended up feeling this alone. It's not that you don't have people in your life. Maybe you have neighbors. Maybe you still see family on holidays. Maybe you exchange a polite nod at the grocery store. But that deep, nourishing kind of friendship, the kind where someone truly knows your heart and holds it gently, that might feel like a memory more than a reality. This isn't something we talk about enough. How isolation can creep in after retirement, after the kids move out, after we've slowed down and the world around us just keeps going. How friendships that once felt unbreakable start to fade with time, distance, or simply life taking us in different directions. It can feel like we're passengers now, watching things from the sidelines, hoping for connection, but unsure how to find it again. But let me tell you something important. Friendship doesn't expire. Connection doesn't age out. Your heart still beats with the need it always had to be seen, to be understood, to be loved. And no matter how long it's been, no matter how far you feel from where you once were, there's still time. There's still hope. There are still people out there who would be so lucky to know you. So if you've been feeling isolated, if that silence has grown heavier with each passing year, this is for you. Because there are gentle, real, and meaningful ways to find true friendship again. And it starts with looking not outside of yourself, but within. Chapter 1. Reflect on the kind of friendship you truly want. When we were younger, we often made friends by circumstance. School, work, parenting groups. We didn't have to try so hard because life put people in our path. But now, in this chapter, we have the gift of being intentional. Instead of collecting acquaintances out of convenience, we can ask ourselves, what kind of connection truly feeds my soul? This is a question worth sitting with because you're not the same person you were at 30 or even 50. Your needs have changed. Your values may have shifted. Maybe you're less interested in large social gatherings and more drawn to one-on-one conversations. Maybe you want someone who shares your love of gardening or someone who can talk about life and loss and the beauty of the small things. Take some time to reflect. Grab a notebook if you can and write down what you long for in a friend right now, not what you think you should want, but what your spirit truly craves. Emotional safety, shared laughter, someone who's reliable, who checks in. When you know what kind of friendship you're seeking, you start to notice the signs when it's nearby. You become more aware of the energy people bring into your life. And most importantly, you stop settling for connections that drain you or leave you feeling more alone than before. Chapter 2. Return to places that once felt like home. There's something sacred about returning. Sometimes the past holds keys to doors we thought were closed. When you step back into a space that once brought you peace, something inside you reawakens. Maybe it's the old church you haven't stepped foot in for years. Maybe it's the local library where you used to wander the aisles. Maybe it's the little cafe where you and a friend used to meet once a week. You don't have to go with expectations. Just go to remember. And while you're there, notice who else shows up. Familiar places have a way of drawing in familiar hearts. The woman you used to chat with at the quilting club. The neighbor you used to bump into at the farmer's market. These places aren't just locations. They hold memories, and in those memories, might be the seeds of new beginnings. Reclaim those spaces. Show up with open eyes and an open heart. Because sometimes the next chapter of your life begins in the same place where an old one once ended. Chapter 3. Be brave enough to make the first move. This part is hard. I know it is. Making the first move takes courage, especially when you have been hurt or ignored before. It feels risky to open up, to offer a smile, to say hello first. What if they don't respond? What if they think you're odd or desperate or too forward? But what if they're feeling exactly the same way you are? What if they're waiting for someone to break the silence too? So many beautiful connections are lost because both people are waiting for the other to make the first move. Don't wait. Be the one who reaches out. The next time you're at a community event or sitting on a park bench or standing in line at the grocery store, speak. Compliment their scarf. Ask if they've read that book they're holding. Make eye contact. You never know what that small act of bravery can open. And even if it doesn't turn into something lasting, you'll have reminded yourself of your own ability to connect. And that alone is powerful. Chapter 4. Embrace intergenerational friendships. Friendship doesn't have to come from your own age group. In fact, some of the most meaningful relationships can form across generations. Younger people are longing for mentors, for elders who listen and guide without judgment. And you have so much to offer. Your stories, your wisdom, your perspective on love, on loss, on resilience. Consider joining a local mentorship program or volunteering at a school or youth center. Or find a community group that brings different ages together. Storytelling circles, spiritual gatherings, or even hobby-based clubs like gardening or art. Intergenerational friendships are enriching in ways we often forget. They remind us of our value. They help bridge the gap between past and present. And they give us the opportunity to be both teacher and student at once. Don't underestimate the power of your presence. Chapter 5. Heal the wounds that may keep you from trusting. Let's be honest. Part of the reason we struggle to connect again is because we've been hurt. Maybe you lost a lifelong friend. Maybe someone you trusted disappeared when you needed them most. Maybe you poured your heart into a relationship that ended with silence. And now there's a wall, invisible but real. Healing that wound doesn't mean pretending it didn't hurt. It means acknowledging it, holding it, and then slowly letting it loosen its grip on your life. Try writing a letter to the person who hurt you. Say everything you couldn't say before. You don't have to send it. This is for you. Forgiveness isn't about letting them off the hook. It's about freeing yourself from the weight. Because friendship can't bloom in a guarded heart. When we heal, even just a little, we make space again. Space for trust, for surprise, for new people who haven't yet had a chance to show us how good love can still be. Chapter 6. Learn something new alongside others. You are not too old to begin again. Not even close. In fact, this chapter of life might be the perfect time to explore new interest. Learning something new puts us in community with others who are also curious, also open, also starting fresh. Join a pottery class. Try Tai Chi in the park. Take a poetry workshop. Attend a gardening meetup. You don't have to be good. You just have to show up. And when you do, you'll find that the people around you are often looking for connection too. There's a special kind of friendship that forms when people grow together. When you're both fumbling through new skills or laughing at your mistakes, something real forms. You'll leave not just with a new skill, but with new stories, new memories, and maybe, just maybe, a new friend or two. Chapter 7. Become the friend you're looking for. Sometimes we spend so much time looking for the right people that we forget to be the right person. What would it look like to be the kind of friend you're longing for? Someone who listens without judgment, who reaches out without needing a reason, who offers grace, patience, warmth. Oh, friendship isn't just found, it's created, shaped, nurtured. Make that call, send that card, ask someone how they're really doing. Live with an open heart, because when you do, you send out a light. And others who are in the dark, they'll see it. They'll come closer. And soon you won't just be hoping for friendship, you'll be living in it. Chapter 8. The door is still open. You are not forgotten. You are not invisible. You are not too old. Connection is still yours to claim. You still have time for deep laughter, for shared secrets, for quiet walks with someone who gets you. The silence may have grown loud in recent years, but it doesn't have to stay that way. True friendship is still possible, even now, especially now. And it starts with a single step. Go where your heart feels at peace. Open your mouth, even if your voice shakes. Extend your hand, even if you're not sure it will be held. And even if this spoke to you, I'd love for you to be part of this growing community. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. This space is for healing, for reflection, for real connection. Thank you for being here.